There were so many Sahaba, radiallahu ta'ala anhum, who had beloved people close to them, who did not leave this world with Islam. And even today in our communities, I just remember this particular moment. One of my closest friends growing up, I remember we were young boys, me and another friend, and we were playing basketball in the parking lot of the masjid while our dads were inside. And while we were playing basketball, we see this kid, just to explain the situation, this white kid riding his bike into the parking lot of the masjid. And, you know, we're boys, we're teenage boys, and we're kind of like, this is our hoop. What does he want? And he's like, is this, the mosque? And we're like, yeah. And I'm talking about this is like the, late 80s, early 90s. So we're like, yeah. And he's like, yeah, I wanted to know about Islam. I want to become a Muslim. And we just looked at each other. What do we do? So we went inside and we called out our brother. He was like a big brother to us. He was like our youth group leader before there were youth groups. And we're like, Brother Muhammad, I think you should talk to this person. And he came out and we all went inside and he took a shahada. And then we were very, very close. And I still remember the day I was out of town. I was speaking at a conference and I get a call at night. And it's not the kind of time he usually calls me. And he was broken on the other end because he was very close to his mom, and he was telling me that his mom had passed away. Oh. And I still remember it because it struck me. And then obviously he wanted to talk about the fact that his mother did not accept Islam before she passed. Yeah. And I was heartbroken for him. Mm-hmm. And it was that moment actually that light bulb went off in my head. And I told him the story of Abu Talib. And he found so much comfort in that. And I remember him saying, like, I'm going to hug the Prophet ﷺ when I meet him, and he's going to know what I felt. And so there's these divine wisdoms embedded into the life of the Prophet ﷺ. Because I often think about that, right? How much Abu Talib cared about the Prophet ﷺ, and how much the Prophet ﷺ loved Abu Talib and appreciated him. But there's so many of these little miracles and lessons and remarkable things that are embedded all throughout the life of the Prophet ﷺ.